We're the NYC Travelers, and we're traveling down to Baltimore from NYC, New York, for a cruise. We do that sometimes if the cruises from New York don't quite fit our schedule. We don't always want to do the expense of flying to Florida cruises during February break, and driving will cut into our cruising time. So we just do the 4-hour trip, and even though we have to pay for parking, we still save money. We sailed the Carnival Legend from Baltimore Cruise Terminal in February 2024 before the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge.
Go straight up, make a right for parking. Okay.
Here we go. It's a long journey to get parked. Hour online for some strange reason. And now look at that line over there. I think they're waiting for people to leave. And then they finally opened it up. Now there's no wait there to get in. Look at that. That's crazy. I don't think I've seen a place with more security than New York. Shoot. Dogs searching our bags. They did everything but the pat down. But we're headed up the gangway now here. There we go. Some security at Baltimore. But I guess I feel safe. Look at my hair. Oh. It's nice. So Al always lets me do a tour room of all the cruise staterooms and hotel rooms we go to before he comes in, so I can get it for our blogs. And you see I ordered some gifts and they're all set up and ready for us. Okay. Fair warning, the mini fridge is more like a cooler, and they don't advise that you store your medication in there. It really doesn't get cold. Some of the older cruise ships will not have the ports that you might need for electricity, so you might need an adapter. After dropping off our carry-on luggage, which included, of course, my blogging gear, we headed up to get a little snack. And then we braved the cold weather. We're here at the sail away party, trying to party, but I don't know. They didn't start yet. We got 15 minutes to go.
2 legs join 11.
Okay.
Platinum, baby. That's why we love it.
Now, since it was February and the Northeast had just had a snowstorm, you're a brave soul if you want to go to the sail away party on the Lido deck. But we tried. The Carnival Legend is part of the Spirit class, and like the Pride, it has a retractable roof, making this ship good for northern winter cruises. But it was still cold up on the Lido deck. Okay, but once we realized that we were about to pass under the Francis Scott Key Bridge, we hurried to our room so we could see it from the balcony. Oh wow, it's barely fitting. I wish I'd been there to see the smokestack. Prior to the tragic collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in March 2024, ships had to be a certain height before they could sail under the bridge. To us, it seemed as if the Carnival Legend barely made that height. After sailing away, it was time to explore the ship. So we're going to see how we're going to keep all these calories off. Got the elliptical front of the ship. You know, for a small ship, they really devote a lot to the fitness area. All right, go ahead. Give it a lift here. Your kettlebell. What's it called again?
Kettlebell
Swing. Well, let me get out the way.
Okay. So like this.
And he's had already one drink in him.
Ooh, it's heavy. How many pounds is this?
Is there another kettlebell you can pick up?
This one is. That was the only one I see.
How many pounds is that?
I don't know, but it's heavy.
It's heavy. You're in shape. You can do it. Do one. He said, yeah, all right.
I did. You gotta get it.
That was it.
You gotta get shoulder height. I'll do it again.
Okay, well, last one.
You gotta get shoulder height.
Okay. That's it. I don't want you straining yourself.
That's it.
Yay! The Legend is not one of Carnival's largest ships. It's one of the oldest ones, and it's still in service. She launched in 2002, along with the Pride and the Conquest. To us, one of the most interesting things about the ship was the decor. I don't know whether it was a combination of Italian, French, Renaissance, with a little bit of Vegas thrown in. We explored the nightclub, even though we didn't make it during the length of the cruise. Maybe you'll see why when you go inside. That stuff on the walls will scare me.
Like Mardi Gras.
That's what it is, yeah. We checked out all 3 kids' clubs so that we could tell clients and family and friends what they were like in case they were traveling with children and teenagers on a cruise. The clubs may be a bit bigger on larger ships for the Carnival's fleet, but they all have the same amenities. Hey parents, once we sail, Club 02 is not open to you. We explored the library, which we found out later was also the place where you would pick up your daily puzzles. Mindfulness. Oh, yeah, the games.
Oh, let's say, right?
They're here. We're trying to be educational here.
I think I want to take. Being the tennis guy, I want to take the Rockford book. First,
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I can put this in here.
Then we went back to our stateroom to see if our luggage had arrived so that we could unpack before our dinner reservation. We did something different for dinner for this particular cruise. Before we boarded, we decided to explore the specialty dining on Carnival. Normally, we just eat in the main dining room with the dinner that comes with the cost of the cruise. But since we do specialty dining on the other cruise lines, we decided, for the first time after 11 years of sailing with Carnival, we would try the Nouveau Steakhouse. We reserved the time and prepaid for the meal. Honestly, we were not disappointed. In fact, we just might do this often when we are sailing for longer cruises with Carnival. It was certainly different than what is served in the main dining room. Since I really don't eat meat, I was glad that there were seafood and veggie alternatives for me.
Now that's a burger. I've never seen that.
Wow.
That's
Red wine foam.
Charred lemon.
Oh yes, this is different than.
With the drawn butter.
Yes.
Serving that medium rare. And that's your tea. Medium with garlic. Inside. The charred lemon. Ooh,
no problem.
still alive.
Yes, yeah.
On top with garlic.
Thank you.
Al is our personal cruise director. He looks on the app and he makes suggestions. So after dinner, we took in some of the entertainment. And that was day 1 on our Carnival Legend February 2024 cruise. We're the NYC Travelers.